All Dyed Up Fibres podcast. I'm Diane.
And I'm Edith. And you can find us on our webpage, Ravelry, Instagram, and Facebook.
Yes. Right. And All Dyed Up Fibres.
.ca.
Yeah. So how are you?
I'm fine. I'm good. Yeah.
Seems kind of strange because we haven't done this in so long.
No, we haven't. No.
Bad girls.
Yeah. Yeah. But here we are.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
Yeah. So, no, it's been good.
Yeah.
Trying to think. So, we can't even think of where we start. I guess we
have a podcast since you went to Cuba. You were away on your trip.
Yeah. So, I got this in the airport. So, I have like Diane will tell you, I have a project bag problem.
It's
not an addiction. I actually don't consider it a problem. But look this was in the airport in Holguin in Cuba.
Oh,
isn't that a cute little bag?
Yeah.
And I looked at, I could use that for a knitting bag. Like it would be a great little sock bag.
What's on the bottom? Oh, it's like a open.
Yeah, it's
nice.
You know, what do you call that?
It's like a reeds or something like it.
Yeah. Yes, it is. And then it's got a little flower painted on it. And it says Cuba.
Nice.
So, and it was the only one. Huh. So I snatched it up.
Meant to be.
Meant to be. So I got a little sock bag in Cuba.
Very nice.
Yeah, I had a good time. I'd never been to Cuba. I'd never been any farther south than upstate New York. So it was an experience. It was good.
Good.
I go back.
And you went with a bunch of ladies, so you had a lot of people, the things in common.
Yes, there were 12 of us in the end of it all. And so So I think okay, so 3 of them were daughters. My daughter and another lady, 2 of her daughters went. So 3 out of the 12 were daughters. So that leaves us with 9. And then out of that, 8 of us were widows.
Right.
One lady, she still has her husband with her. And so it just worked out that way. And these ladies are a group that they travel together a lot, and they just invited me this year. So it was fun. Pardon?
Did they go to Cuba every year, or do they go different destinations?
I'm not just sure. I know they've been to Cuba before, but I'm not just sure whether they have gone other places. So anyway, it was fun, and we're a wide range of ages, and so it was just a fun group, giggly and
good.
Fun. Yeah. So, and we've been to lots of fiber festivals, and we did the yarn crawl, and
yes, and we made it through what we call show season. The major fiber festivals that we've been at, we've got those all under our belts for this year. So yeah,
we met saw a lot of nice people and a lot of familiar faces. It's always lovely to see and nice to see. So.
And thank you to everybody that stopped by our booths and the different locations. It was nice to see everybody, and it's always great to have a visit. And
and meet some new people. A couple of people said they watched the podcast. And that was really very sweet of them to say so, and appreciated it. So
for that long.
Yeah. So what have you been knitting?
Well, I just haven't. I feel like I've been spinning my wheels, like same projects and just not getting very far, but I don't feel like I've ripped anything out. I just feel like I don't know, just like I'm running on a treadmill, but obviously not.
Diane. Oh dear.
Oh, so way back when I started the socks, and I showed these on the last podcast, I got 1 sock done, but I'm working on the others. And you know what? You're going to hear some ruffling because I think that pattern is right there under a stack of stuff that I just ran up the stairs quick with stuff. If I'm taking your ears off with that microphone, I apologize.
Right. Okay, yeah, they're pretty.
So I don't even have them on sock blockers. I just got.
All right, let's see. Oh, so this is from a sock blank. Oh, isn't that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I shouldn't say this because I dyed the sock blank, but isn't that pretty?
It's your work.
Oh, isn't that neat? Well, I guess just how it knit up and the lovely lace pattern and
Yeah, like you have. I guess you can see here. You have
yes,
this. Yeah, so it's kind of neat. And you put an afterthought heel in, and yeah.
what a nice pattern.
Yeah, so I've got the second one to there.
Oh, okay.
Got the toe because they're toe up. So that's where I am with that project. And
Yeah.
yeah, so and then my square needles.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and they're 2.25. Yeah, and they're weapons. They're pointy. So
Yes.
that's the one whip I'm working on. And then I do you have any whips? Do you want to go whip and a whip, or do you want me to show my stuff first and then show yours?
Doesn't matter to me. I have a couple things I am working on, but if you got everything right there easy, just let her. I guess we just.
Okay.
I don't think.
Knocking stuff off. Won't that be a screenshot?
That'll be the one that comes up.
They always pick the damnedest ones, don't they? So this is a pattern and a page protector.
Oh, look at Kathy will be proud.
Trying to find the front page here to show you the pattern. Birds of a feather.
Oh, birds of a feather.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a wee bit of a story behind this one that I know of.
Yeah. So anyway, I started off and I'm cruising along and I thought you do a section of like a section. It's done in you do so much and then like different sections, right? So anyway, I'm gonna just set that there because I'm not gonna fight with it. So anyway, I'm cruising along and I'm thinking, I don't think this ball of mohair is going to be enough. Like, this is a big shawl. So, like you started off and you're cruising along and I got to about here and I thought, this mohair's going to be iffy because I still had 5 more sections there's 16 sections in this. So I thought I still have a lot to go and like this ball of mohair is, and I'm pulling from the center. So like there's quite a lot. Well, I'm thinking, so the problem I had was I bought this mohair from Shirley Bryan Yarns last year at Kawartha Fiber Festival. So I thought, well, I'll wait until we're at Kawartha to see if she has another skein of the mohair. I really did not want to rip this out because I thought ripping out that mohair is going to be a nightmare. And so I went and spoke with her, and she didn't have the same colorway again, which as a yarn dyer, I totally get. I understand that. I get it. So I looked around her booth, and I found something that was in the same tones.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought a skein.
You had all along thought that's probably what you were going to do. You mostly wanted like the same sort of weight and feel of mohair, and you totally expected you were going to try and find a complementary one rather than the same one, right? In all fairness.
I knew I probably was never going to find the same color again. The chances are
No.
a year ago.
Yeah, and you were okay with that.
Totally okay to that. I totally get it. Totally get it. So what I did was I bought a second skein. And it is different, but it's the same tones.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was I did this section. I did this section and faded it.
Oh, okay.
And did the fade, and then I'll carry on with the darker one, and then at the top of this shawl, when it comes at like your square edge, because it's asymmetrical, there's stripes of like your sock yarn and then mohair like that, and I'll just alternate my mohair stripes in the two colors, and then that way I'm ensured that I'll have enough that I won't run out.
Mm-hmm.
So
nice. Yeah, that looks great.
Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Lovely. And the sock yarn is
ours. I dyed it. It's eggplant.
Eggplant, I thought. Yeah.
It's our 80/20. It's our 80/20 sock yarn. So yeah.
Good.
So those are two projects I've been working on. I finished that was an FO, but it was a long time ago.
What is it?
It's that the shawl that's that
Biscotti?
but I did it in our yarn. That's all our yarn.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Nice.
And yeah, I used like big skeins. I think it calls for 50. I think if you buy the kit, they're 50 gram balls, right? Well, this was our yarn, and some of it was just out of my stash, and some of it was just
some you pulled.
Some I pulled out of our stash, and some I pulled out of our store. Mm-hmm. So mine was a little bit bigger, I think, because I just kept it until I ran out of yarn.
Right. Oh, it's lovely.
Yeah, it's different.
You don't like it?
It's okay. Haven't blocked it yet. Maybe if I blocked it and treated it a little nicer, maybe.
I think it looks great.
Yeah, whatever. Well, when it's cold, I'll be thankful for it.
There you go. Have a whole new appreciation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's it for my whips and my knitting.
Okay. So I did the Biscotti shawl as well, and I made mine out of the kit. We were at Yarn It in Coburg, and she said, "Oh, look what I have!" And she opened the box, and maybe I already said this. I don't know if I talked about this in the last podcast or not. Sorry if I did, but as soon as I saw the colors, I knew I was sunk. I just went, "Oh no!" And she started laughing. So here's mine. Pardon?
You did.
Yeah. So I haven't blocked mine either, but mine are grays and kind of like peachy colors.
Nice.
And yeah, I like it. I do like it. I've got ends to sew in and I've got blocking to do, but I like it.
It's funny, yours and mine look so different, eh?
Yeah, just a different
how you have the luck of the draw when you roll your dice.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, the kit came with what, Diane? 6 different colors? Yeah, 6.
Yeah.
6 sides to the dice, right? 6 different colors. So you assign each number on the dice to a color, and there are 6 different little patterns. And so each pattern is assigned a number that's on the dice. So you roll both 2 dice, and one's your color and one's your pattern. And that's how you decide what you're knitting when. So anyway, it was fun. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was a fun game. You never got bored, and you never got the same color. I didn't. I don't think I did anyway. Color combinations. A few times I felt like there was one that I was rolling quite a bit, and I thought, well, just keep going. When it's gone, it's gone. Yeah.
My colors are right there. Those are 2 different stitch patterns, but I rolled the same colors.
Yeah, neat, eh?
I think it happened twice in mine.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's a fun game. I made this. This is Across the Waters. I really like this. Across the Waters. It's just a little shawl that like it's, so this is mine. And this is so I don't know if you can tell, but like it's continuous. There's that, I guess you can there. And then so there's a side that's gathered, spot that's gathered, and then anyway. So the black, it calls for a DK, and then this, it calls for a fingering. So I used one of our fingering weight skeins, and I used an Estelle DK for here. So it gives it a raised effect because it's thicker yarn on the same size needles. And yeah, I really like it. I wore it at one of the shows, and it was comfortable like all day. It didn't, I wasn't flipping ends, or it was really fun.
How many people that day asked you what that pattern was and said how much they like that shawl?
Yeah, a lot of people asked about it. Yeah. Yeah, a lot. To the point where I had just in the hustle and bustle of getting ready for the show, I had neglected to write down what it was. And so we're at the show and it's busy and people are asking me. So I'm trying to look it up. But of course, Ravelry on my phone doesn't look the same or function the same as Ravelry on the computer. And I couldn't find it. And so I'm messaging my daughter at home and asking if she can look it up, look for this pattern piece for me. And I said, it was still in a knitting project bag. I hadn't put it all away yet. So it's in a project bag. So she started going through project bags in my area, and she did finally find it, but that leads into another story.
That's anyway. But I know the story.
Yeah. So tell it now or tell it later?
I don't know.
So on Mother's Day, the kids asked me if there's anything that I would like or anything I needed, and I don't need anything and they don't need to buy for me, but I just happened to look out and I noticed my clothespin bag was pretty ratty, like to the point it had decayed. And I said, well, get me a clothespin bag if you want to get me something. That would be lovely. That would be helpful. So they ordered me a clothespin bag online, and it didn't come in for Mother's Day, but so quite a bit later, like a few weeks ago, and quite a bit of time after this show had happened, this parcel comes for me, and it's my clothespin bag. And I should have brought it down. I'm downstairs, but I should have brought it. But that thing is awesome. So it's like, it's deep and it's fairly big. It's black, and then around the top it has a drawstring center. Do you know what I mean? Like it opens up and you can draw a string and close it, and it's got a little lock thing on it, like, you know, on your hoods. And then it's got a strap on it with a hook that you can hook it on your clothesline. And like, it's awesome, but it's a nice, good sized bag. So I open it and I'm going, this is nice. Like this would make an awesome project bag. And my daughter, who I had hunting for this through all the other project bags, goes, bleep, no. You know that word. It starts with an F. She F-bombed the no. She's, you are not turning that into a project bag. You have enough project bags. Because she'd searched high and low for this. Anyway, I laughed. Well, anyway. So they all think I have too many project bags, but oh well. Yeah. So my other knitting, so this is in my Cabin Boy Knits bag.
Can't see it.
My other daughter, she was home for, I don't know, whatever, Mother's Day or whatever, and she asked me if I could knit her a sweater. So we went on Ravelry and we hunted through and we ended up with this. Okay, can you see that? See, and she thought she wanted a sweater with pad, like the different colors through here, but in the end of it all, she went for this, and she thought that would just break her in easy. into the patterning. So it's like ribbing up here.
Yeah, it's got some texture.
Yeah. So anyway, I started it, and so this is where I am with it. You see that?
Very nice.
Yeah. So this is Grandpa's Whiskers without the black spots. She just wanted a soft gray, so I just didn't speckle it. I didn't put in the whiskers. This is just Grandpa.
Grandpa.
And, yeah, so it's a fingering, but it's 2 strands.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, so this is just so that I don't get any, you know,
lines.
I'm actually using 3. So I knit with 2, and then I swap out 1, knit around with 2, swap out the other one. I just keep them going like that. And I have them, I put these net things on them. They're all different colors, so I sort of know, you know, which one I picked up, which one I didn't pick up.
Got the yarn condoms on them.
Yeah. So tomato cages. So yeah, and so then she said she picked this pattern out too. So maybe someday this will be another one that she'd like. And this one has got, it looks like garter stitch at the back.
Oh, nice.
And stockinette stitch at the front. So this one is from Swan's Island. I can't say it. Dalen pullover. But anyway, and it's going to be she chose a dark gray for that. She likes gray. So anyway, the other one is Anchor sweater, my size. Yeah. Yeah, and the needles, my knitting needles are just, you know, regular knitting needles, nothing too interchangeables. Knit picks. I forget what size they are. It doesn't matter. If you guys are interested, you can see it on the pattern. So I'm working on that. And then I joined Carol Feller's. She's having a make-along, and it's a sweater. So we knew ahead of time what the sweater was going to look like so that we could measure for our size and our and all that stuff. So it's the, can you see that?
Just move it towards your hand.
This one?
Yeah. Just a little bit. No. Yeah, okay. Oh, very nice.
So I looked up how to say this, and it's spree.
Spree.
Spree, yeah. And it's not, anyway.
That's
Pardon?
It's good that she sent you like the picture of the sweater and stuff, because the sweater is a big investment to be doing a mystery knit along. Like,
that's what she said. Yeah, so yeah, so we all knew, and we got like a preview of the pattern and directions for gauge swatching. So we all did do that ahead of time, and then the first clue, like you call it a clue, but the first section of the pattern came out, and so we did like this much of it. Right. And then the next came out, and it was from the underarm down, and so that's where we are right now. And today the last one came out, and it will be the sleeves, but I don't know if you can.
Pretty.
So this is Marjorie, our yarn Marjorie.
Yeah.
So I'll show you the back, so maybe you get an idea. See the.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, and the sleeves will be solid, like that.
Right.
So it's fun. I liked it. I've liked it so far.
Anita?
I think it's the Sport. It's our sport weight yarn.
It looks like it.
Yeah, and it's got a garter on the bottom. Yeah, it's our sport weight yarn, and like I say, it's Marjorie. So yeah, so when I knit this, like every other row was a different ball,
right,
as well. And yeah, and then tonight maybe I'll get the sleeves started. And I did order buttons. They're upstairs, but I ordered them from Bear Creek Supply in Strathroy, Ontario, off of Etsy, and they're Celtic knots because Carol Feller is Irish. StolenStitches.com is her company, from Ireland, Cork, I think. So I got Celtic knots for buttons, and I think that's all I'm knitting on right now. That's it, just the 2 sweaters and I do have a blue pair of socks upstairs, but I haven't done anything with them. So
Like,
I take them to the shows, right? I end up knit at a show, rip out at the next show, knit at a show, rip out at the next show. I said to Diane, "You're so sick and tired of me saying I'm going to rip this out." But
well, I chuckled because one lady asked me a question was inquiring about a sock blanket, how they knit up or whatever. So I went to Edith's knitting bag and pulled out the socks. Socks weren't even on needles. She had ripped them out, and there's just all these live stitches. Oh, this is what they knit up like. Not that pretty. She's ripping them out.
Ripping them out. Yeah.
And I said, I don't know what she's doing with this project. I really don't. We kind of had a chuckle because it looked like I dropped the stitches, but
No.
there wasn't a needle in the toe of that sock anywhere. Oh.
No, it just, anyway, I finally got the feel for that stitch pattern, and it'll be fine now. I do sincerely feel I will finish them.
No, I didn't rip them off. I didn't rip the project off the needles when I pulled them out of the bag.
No.
It was pretty like that, I swear.
Yes, they were. They were. I know I did it. Yeah, you're telling the truth. Anyway, so I bought I got a bag. I know I need another project bag. Anyway, I couldn't resist this. This is from Bling Your String.
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell what the theme of that bag is? Do you see it?
Yeah, I do. It's
What
Sleeping Beauty. There's that. No.
Snow White.
What the Snow White? That's right. It's Snow White.
Yeah, you could do.
With the apple when she bites the apple. Yeah, I knew, and those were the 7 to. Yeah,
You were thinking one and said the other.
the right one. Yeah,
Isn't that cute?
that is cute.
I thought it was cute. And then the inside is just little flowers.
Right.
Yeah.
That sock that I showed. This is a Bling Your String bag too.
Yeah. So you got to bling your string bag.
Yeah, that's lovely work.
Yes. And I got these. We were at the Kawartha show. Our neighbor, right? Our neighbor was Stony Lake Yarns, Pat. And she's a yarn. Yeah, she's a yarn buyer. She's a lovely lady. It was such a pleasure to meet her and to be able to chat with her and spend time with her. And so she had this knit up, and so I kind of know what it's going to do, and I think it's really cool. And so I can't wait to knit this into socks. And she's Pat, but the name of this yarn is called Patty's Flip Flop. So it kind of had a little extra special meaning because I thought a lot of her, and she named this after herself. And it caught my eye, knit up, so it just was a win-win. But anyway, yeah, that's Stony Creek Yarns in Drumbo, Ontario.
Drumbo,
yeah. And so this is an 80-20. Yeah. Anyway, that was pretty. Now what else? Oh. When we did the yarn crawl, we stopped at Unraveled in Perth. And you got some of this too, didn't you? Didn't you? Did you buy some of this? It's Baby Llama. No?
No.
And I wrote on the top here, Perth, Unraveled, Perth, Ontario, but this was the pattern they had it knit up in, the man's hat. And so anyway, I thought it'd be nice Christmas gifts. I thought you got this for someone for Christmas. It's called Graham, a hat pattern by Jennifer Adams. And the other pattern I thought it would go well with was the No Grouch Slouch hat.
No.
And this is from Tim at Rosehaven, the Rosehaven shop. That's Tim. But I like that hat as well. So I just thought maybe for Christmas gifts, those might be 2 ideas for the guys on my list. But so that was the yarn. It is so super soft.
No, I didn't, Edith.
No? Oh, I thought we were looking at it and you said something about maybe a Christmas present for Isaac.
No, I didn't, because I got thinking I have something else in mind for him, because he has a hard time with wool like sheep.
Oh yeah.
And I have a skein of alpaca in my stash, and I thought I'll try the alpaca with him and see if he can wear that, because I knew wool, he can't do wool. And the poor bugger's 29, and he's going to be bald. Like, he's going bald. I can't put a toque on him. It's going to make, if it was just right here, it'd be different, but it's going to be the whole head. Like, the kid's going bald.
But I think we had this chat in the yarn shop, and that's why I was confused, because this is llama. Yeah, I do remember us talking about that, but you must not have bought it. Obviously. Yeah. And I bought this book at Frolic.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I haven't picked anything out of it yet. I have a few things in it I'd like to make, but the daughter came home for a visit and picked a couple sweaters, so I kind of put this kind of back a bit, which is good. So anyway, that's something else that's new, and that's that. It's all I have around me here.
When we were at Kawartha, yeah, I bought
yes, upside down, turned over. There you go.
Upside down and backwards today. That's okay.
No.
So I had kind of looked around for yarn to make some mittens, and I knew that we were going to be at You Can Knit in Verona. I knew we were going over there, and they carry Topsy Farms, which is a sheep farm on Amherst Island. So I thought it would be perfect yarn for these. It's kind of rustic but warm, and I have made stuff for the guys before out of it, and they were pretty happy. So I thought mittens. So
I think I have their label. Keep talking.
Okay. So in this book, they have patterns for mittens, but they also have trigger mittens. So you have the thumb and so anyway, that will work well for my guys. So I bought, when we were in Verona at You Can Knit, I bought this.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you do have it. Sorry, you do have the label. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I do. It's okay. So I bought this for a pair of mittens for myself. I saw these and I thought, nobody else is getting those. And then I'm going to do this with trigger mittens, and then Father's Day, all the guys were here and the girls, and I was talking to Haley, my youngest son's girlfriend, and she said she'd like a pair. And so I've got to get her a color that's kind of blends in. But they all hunt, right? So they all go to hunting camp, and it'll be cold when they're moose hunting and everything. So they go north. And a couple of the boys have purchased a hunting camp north. So anyway, and so she'll go hunting with them too. So what I will do is get her colors that will blend in so her hands don't stick out in the woods. So I'm going to be knitting some trigger mittens.
Yeah, fun.
Yeah. My sister-in-law, she orders a lot of stuff from Mary Maxim, and she ordered a kit. And she's been working on this shawl, but the pattern anyway. I like the pattern, so she passed it along. And
that's big, eh? That's beautiful.
Yeah. So pardon?
Fingering?
Yep. And I think what it'll take 4 skeins, like of our fingering weight yarn. So I'm gonna dye something up and make that shawl when I get some of this stuff cleaned up. got a sweater that you've seen 1,000 times and it's only got sleeves to here. So I got to get my sleeves done. And yeah, and I pulled some yarn for the top part of a sweater. I got to get that yarn dyed. So I got lots of stuff I got to do. Big dreams.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Big dreams. But anyway, that's all I've got.
Mm-hmm.
So are we on to new in the shop?
Yeah.
Okay, so the shop. We are in the process of updating the website. We're putting some yarn on it. So there's worsted weight yarn just went on yesterday, if you're interested. So we'll just be plugging away at that. So keep checking back alldyedup.ca because there'll be updates all along the way. We have some trunk shows planned for fall. So we're going to be in Verona at You Can Knit on August 3rd. It's their anniversary. So we're going to be there with our yarn doing a trunk show. And is it 10 till whenever? They open at 10. And then October the 5th, we will be in Belleville at the Grey Heron. And it's on Pinnacle Street. And we're going to be doing a trunk show that day there with Karen. And October the 26th, we'll be at Yarns of Plenty. Smith Falls, Edith?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Smith Falls. So those are 3 trunk shows that we've got planned. And we've got some fun stuff. We've got some fun stuff going on in July. So I'm going to tell them about that stuff.
We're doing the Woolly Wine Tour. It's sponsored by Rosehaven Yarn Shop. So let's see if I can keep this straight. Yeah. So anyway, the tickets, you can buy tickets on their website.
It's rosehaven.com.
Okay. And so it's the Woolly Wine Tour, Thursday, July the 18th in Prince Edward County. So you meet alpacas and sheep, yarn shop at the shed, winery, visits and tasting, picnic lunch, and it ends with a lavender farm tour. So I thought that lavender farm would be pretty cool. I've never done anything like that before. So I mean, let alone the yarn and the wine that I've done. Not on a tour. Various evenings in the living room.
Home.
Pardon?
You could have toured if you wanted to leave home. Why'd it took you?
No, I can do that tour in the living room. wine and yarn. Yeah, the lavender is going to be new. Yeah, so I thought it looks like fun.
Funny.
And then, so that's Thursday, July the 18th for anyone that's interested. And then on, you have the date in front of you, I think, don't you?
July
you have it.
13th.
Sorry?
July 13th.
Oh, before that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking this was first.
We're just going to be animals that week.
Yeah. Saturday, July the 13th is the Ttc Yarn Crawl. The great, what do they call it? The Great Yarn Hop? I don't know. There's 2 names.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Great Toronto Yarn Hop or the Ttc Yarn Crawl. And yeah, they have a website. You can buy tickets for that. And the fundraiser, it's a fundraiser for a women's shelter, I believe. And so the idea is you buy a ticket for various teams and you pick a team. And then your team has a route on the Ttc. And so you meet at whichever store is first on your route. And there'll be a captain in charge of, say, 10 people per team. And we understand that you go around the city on the Ttc and visit various yarn shops. And then there's a dinner afterwards if you're interested. Anyway, it's our first year. So, I mean, I'm talking about something I know nothing about. My apologies if I've got it wrong. I just have a ticket. That's all I know. We have tickets. Yeah. Yeah. And we picked the yarn shop closest to where my son lives. So we'll just go hang out at his place for the weekend.
I'm laughing because, like, when we're in Toronto and I typically drive, like I would do the driving and get us there and that kind of thing. And then from there on out, I just feel like I'm a nightmare. Because it's like, okay, Edith, like I'm trying to make sense of that map up there. When do we get on this thing and how the hell do we get on? And Edith, people like they're sitting right on you. Like, back up, people, I'm coming through. Like,
No.
I have space around me. I'm not a real touch-feely kind of girl till I get to know you. It's like, they're touching me.
No.
She's laughing at me. Like, come on, Diane. Like, you
Get ready.
Make sure we off here. You're ready to step because, like, you gotta go. Like,
no pause. Those doors are
God, nightmare up there. I can drive you there and park the car, and I'm good. But so this Ttc Yarn Crawl for me will be quite an experience. I will have to try to get pictures.
You're all right. You'll get a feel for it. I don't mind the subway and all that stuff. It doesn't.
We're exactly the opposite. I do the driving and she does the navigating through the city. I get us there and then she does, and I'm good with that. But
even like when we drive somewhere, I do the maps.
Yeah, I do the driving and then you do once we're there, you get us around and all that kind of thing. But yeah, that's how TTC
Well, it works.
Overwhelming.
That's why it works.
Yeah, that's why it works.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so we're doing the TTC. Well, I keep saying that, but I have a feeling it's called the Great Toronto Yarn Hop, or it used to be.
I think on Facebook it's not the TTC Yarn Crawl.
No, I think that was the name at one time and it's changed. So anyway, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Those are two of the fun
And
things.
today's the first day of summer.
Yes, so you know what that means.
It means our cows come to an end. Our Birks and Socks cow. So we're going to do a draw.
Yep.
Let's show the prize first.
Yep, you do that. I'll get my random number generator ready.
Okay. So this is what I chose for a prize. Some stitch markers, and they're handmade by Nikki Mercer. And we got them at Yarns of Plenty in Perth on the Yarn Crawl. They're pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get them in a spot where you can see them.
Cute.
Yeah. And then you will be getting a sock blank because it's a sock. And Edith dyed the sock blank. This is one of ours. So. And then a project bag.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
Delphinia.
Delphinia. This is made by our friend Sophie. She owns Delphinia Collective, and she has an Etsy shop, and it's Delphinia 13, and she's Delphinia 13 on Instagram. So check her out.
Can you hold her label?
Sophie has
the other, and the other one on the handle.
And she has
this
kind of her logo. You'll see that too. And
there it is.
Card.
Yeah. Hold it up. Can't see it.
Oh.
Up, over, up. There we go. Yay. Her bags are amazing. And
yeah,
so
and I know that Sophie has a booth at Twist. So if you're going to Twist, check out her booth. She's got some beautiful bags, and yeah, you will enjoy Sophie. She's fun. She's a nice, always welcoming, and yeah, she's a great girl. So check her stuff out and
well made. Her stitching is really, really.
Yeah, like look at it. Can you see here?
Yeah.
Like along her zippers, she's got this all embroidered.
Mm-hmm.
She does a great job. And like,
how pretty is that?
Yeah, like just beautiful. So anyway, this is prize. So this is all gonna go out to the lucky winner. So
okay.
Yep.
Okay, so you gave me the numbers.
Yep.
So we're gonna start at 3 because 1 and 2 are you and I.
Yep.
Right? So we get, and it goes up to 26.
Yeah.
So we've got 3 and 26.
Okay, we gotta go this way because yeah, that's good.
Probably glaring, but anyway, 3 and 26, and I'm going to hit generate. And I'm going to hit generate, and I'm going to say, wake up, phone. 9.
What number?
9.
This Deb knits.
Oh!
Deb's the friend.
Yay. Congratulations, Deb.
Hey, Deb!
Good.
Yeah, so we'll be in touch
9.
with Deb to let her know that she won.
Great.
Very nice.
We can message her on Ravelry as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Good.
Hey, Deb!
Yeah. So,
Yeah. So
thank you to everybody that put in entry and just shared their knitting. We love seeing everyone's projects, and we really appreciate the time. And yeah, we appreciate you sharing your pictures. We love it.
in our Ravelry group too, don't forget that if you knit a project with our yarn, we have a thread in our Ravelry group that you can post your finished objects, and at the end of the year we're going to have a draw and give away a prize to just for fun to whoever happens to win it. So just keep entering your stuff in that thread as well. We love to see what you're making.
And it's nice. I love to see the colorways knit up because we can't knit them all. Yeah. Or we haven't yet anyway.
Well, not all of them, no. But
no. And you know, a different number of stitches and different gauge, they look different, right? So I love to see them knit up. So
yeah. So
is that it then, my dear?
I think so.
Okay.
I have no idea how long we've been. But surely to God, it's been long enough that people want to sick of listening to us babble.
Yeah. We both have grass that needs to be cut and gardens that need to be weeded, and 'tis the season.
Can you tell how lovely that is? Anyway.
Oh well.
Get the grass cut before it rains again. Because pretty soon we're going to have to bale our yard.
Well,
That's
that's one thing about living on a farm. You do have the equipment for that, where I wouldn't. You're better off than most in that regard.
But you have cows on the other side of the fence. Just open up the fence and let the cows in the yard.
They just arrived. They actually just arrived this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not my cows. So my uncles rent the land. It's not my land either, from behind my house. And
it's actually Mom's, isn't it?
Mom owns land behind the house, and they rent it to her brothers. So they just put 6 cows in this week. So I like it when the cows are in. It's nice. I put my table scraps over there, and they come about 4 or 5 o'clock and eat them. So we have pardon?
They're Charolais, aren't they? Great big blonde white cows. Yeah.
They're big, but they're quiet. They're not wildish acting. There are old apples in my property, old apple trees in my property. So when the apples are on, I usually take a pail and I feed them apples. And like, they'll let you get really close. I don't go over the fence. They come to the fence and I feed them apples. So they're pretty quiet. They're fun. I like them when they're in. So anyway, grass isn't cutting itself. Chop, chop. We gotta go.
So thanks for stopping by, and hopefully we'll get to talk again with you soon. So until then,
bye.
bye.
Bye.